Mia, what strategies can be implemented to increase healthcare provider awareness of their implicit biases? And how can these strategies improve patient outcomes?
Thank you for that important question. Increasing awareness of implicit biases among healthcare providers is crucial for improving patient outcomes. Here are a few strategies that can be implemented. 1. Training programs. Regular training sessions focused on recognizing and addressing implicit biases can help providers understand their own biases and how these may affect patient care. 2. Self-reflection tools. Encouraging the use of self-assessment tools can promote personal reflection on biases and their potential impact on decision-making. 3. Diverse hiring practices. Implementing diverse recruitment strategies can bring in varied perspectives, fostering an inclusive environment that challenges existing biases. 4. Patient feedback mechanisms. Establishing systems for patients to provide feedback about their experiences can highlight areas where bias may be influencing care. 5. Mentorship programs. Pairing less experienced providers with mentors from diverse backgrounds can enhance understanding and empathy towards different patient populations. By increasing awareness of implicit biases, we not only improve the quality of care but also enhance trust between providers and patients, leading to better health outcomes. What do you think about these strategies? Are there any you believe would be particularly effective in your setting?
Roberto, as one of the world's leading experts in speech recognition and artificial intelligence, can you briefly explain to us what makes an intelligent avatar like Mia Williams fundamentally different from a traditional chatbot?
I think it is very important to consider that a chatbot most of the time, does not have a social impact because it generally either text or voice only. It's something like Mia or other avatars built by Real. They have the visual aspect, which is extremely important in human communication. And that create a social connection with the users, and emotional and empathic connection that is very important in education, and the possibility of using multiple modalities and multiple media. It adds to the richness of the interaction with a system like Mia or other system built by this company.
How does Mia recognize and adapt to users' emotions and needs during a learning session? And why is this emotional and social intelligence so important in education?
Emotional and social intelligence is important everywhere, right? So that's what distinguishes us from a machine. And the highest success is obtained by entities or people who have not only their intelligence as we defined, but also emotional intelligence that allows them to connect with people, connect with teams, and so on. So that's very important for an avatar, and especially it's very important in education. Imagine think about your teacher when you were a kid, and think about the connection you had with this teacher, and it could be positive or negative. But the emotional intelligence teacher is very important in helping children to learn. The same is true for adults, right? So, emotional intelligence generally obtained by analysis of speech. So we express emotion with speech, by gestures. We express emotion with gestures, and facial cues. Right? I can look happy. I can look upset. I can look angry, and so on. So these three aspects are very important. Today's artificial intelligence allows to attack that with very successful algorithms that allow to detect the emotional state of a user in all these three dimensions.
What role does artificial intelligence play in Mia's ability to deliver real-time personalized feedback? And how does this transform the learning experience?
So, generative AI is quite new. Generative AI is what brought to a larger audience, to the whole world, the concept of AI. AI is not new. AI started in the 1950s, and there was even a continuous work by a lot of people, including people like me and my colleagues, to bring intelligence to machines. Generative AI constitutes a revolution. Why? For a couple of things. First of all, the ability to understand language. Things like GPT are impressive. The fact that they can understand anything you say that was not true before, was not true in the past, and the ability to reason about things.
Looking ahead, how do you envision the future of intelligent avatars in education and professional development? What innovations can educators look forward to?
That's a very interesting question because up to a few years, I would say 1 or 2 years ago, when we first started to approach large language models are older than ChatGPT. Google. When I was working on Google, we used another language model. We're talking about 2020, 2019, and they were not exposed to the public. So but the idea we had language model is something that can answer questions. And then we discovered that more powerful language models are trained on much larger set of tokens and they have a large number of parameters, can also reason about things, and can also provide feedback. This is a new field now known as LLM as a judge. So you can judge things, you can judge performance of a machine, you can judge the answer of a student. And in education, that's very important. You can provide a score at the end of a session, of practice session, or at the end of exam, or the end of a test. And this is a very interesting use. So artificial intelligence is able to provide an evaluation of the performance in a question answering, for instance, like it is done in education, in the MIA, in particular, practice session.